Some of the most honest moments in human life happen when we watch someone who deserves it finally get what's coming to them. We don't admit it out loud, of course. We smile politely and say things like, "That's unfortunate," or "Karma's a bitch." But inside, something lights up. A small, warm satisfaction. Welcome to Lester Kilpatrick and the psychology of people who deserve it. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We explore these uncomfortable truths without the usual motivational fluff. That feeling has a name: Schadenfreude. Pleasure derived from the misfortune of others. And it may be the most truthful emotion we possess. Consider someone we'll call Dennis. Dennis is the kind of man who always seems to get away with things. He cuts people off in traffic with a wave and a smirk. He talks loudly in restaurants about how much smarter he is than everyone else. He borrows tools from neighbors and forgets to return them. He cheats on small things because he believes the rules don't really apply to clever people like him. Dennis sails through life, leaving minor wreckage behind him, always landing on his feet. And then one day, the small cracks start to show. His wife leaves him for someone less exhausting. His boss finally notices the corners he's been cutting. The neighbors stop waving back. The universe, it seems, has started keeping receipts. And we, the quiet observers, feel something stir inside us. Not joy exactly, something cleaner. A sense of cosmic balance being restored. Why does this feel so good? The psychology is brutally honest. For most of human history, survival depended on detecting cheaters, freeloaders, and social parasites. Those who could spot them and feel satisfaction when they fell had an evolutionary edge. Schadenfreude is wired into us. It's the brain's way of saying justice, even if only temporary, has been served. Dennis represents a particular type. The smug, low-grade narcissist who moves through the world convinced he's special. These people create a quiet resentment in everyone around them. They take without giving. They mock without self-awareness. They hurt others in small, deniable ways, and then act shocked when consequences arrive. When they finally stumble, we don't just feel relief. We feel vindicated, because deep down, we keep a mental ledger. Not out of bitterness, but out of a primitive sense of fairness. Someone who spent years stepping on toes, finally feeling the weight of their own footprints. There's a strange poetry in that. Of course, we're told this feeling is ugly. Modern culture says we should practice compassion for everyone, even the Dennises of the world. But that advice usually comes from people who have never lived next door to a Dennis. The truth is more uncomfortable. Our enjoyment of their downfall isn't always cruelty. Sometimes it's the only honest response to prolonged, low-level injustice. The darker side is that we don't always wait for the universe to act. Some of us help things along in small, quiet ways. These aren't grand acts of revenge. They're tiny, deniable corrections. The psychology of people who deserve it often turns ordinary people into amateur agents of karma. But here's where it gets interesting. The Stoics would look at this entire drama and shrug. They understood that getting emotionally invested in other people's punishment is just another form of attachment. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The real danger isn't enjoying when terrible people fall. The danger is becoming obsessed with it. When Schadenfreude becomes your primary source of satisfaction, you've outsourced your happiness to the failures of others. The healthier path is colder, more stoic. Recognize the feeling when it arises. Allow yourself the small satisfaction, then let it go. Don't feed it. Don't engineer it. Just witness the strange fairness of a world that occasionally balances its own books. Because here's the final uncomfortable truth. Almost everyone, at some point, becomes the person who deserves it. At least in someone else's story. We all cut corners. We all disappoint people. The same mechanism that brings us pleasure when Dennis falls will eventually turn its gaze on us. That knowledge should make us more humble, not more vengeful. So, the next time you see someone who has spent years being awful, finally taste consequence. Allow yourself that quiet, honest flicker of satisfaction. Then move on, because feeding on other people's downfall is a thin diet. True freedom comes from needing it less. Thanks for listening to Lester Kilpatrick. If these unflinching looks at human nature resonate with you, consider subscribing. We don't offer comfort here, only clarity. Until next time, observe the Dennises of the world, but don't become one.